Hi everyone, it's Alia, and well, welcome to my channel first of all. Second of all, this is take 3, okay? Believe it or not, it's take 3. That's why this is already untied, because of 2 reasons. I don't know if you can still hear it, but in the background there are fireworks going off. I mean, I know it is August, but for some reason people in my neighborhood think that it's still the 4th of July and they're shooting off these fireworks that make so much noise. So I do apologize for any banging you hear in the background. It's just the fireworks. But also, when I was halfway through, a beetle, I don't know where it came from, it flew down onto the page and I freaked out, and yeah, so I just had to start again. So excuse the noise, and if that beetle comes back, I don't even know where he went to. I'll try not to freak out this time. So let me just take this off so we can start with the cover. This cover, I love the way it came out. If you've been watching my videos for a while, you know that I do struggle with the cover on my journals unless it's something that's it's you know, like printed digital kit and they have like a cover piece, or there's something in there that I like as the cover, then I don't struggle. But when I have to make a cover by myself, it's always the hardest part for me. But I really like the way this came out. Let me hold it a little closer. So this cover is just a little bit of layering. There's a piece of vintage lace in the back, and I believe oh gosh, you know what, now that I'm thinking about it, well, it could only have come from one of 3 places. It either was gifted to me by my friend Dani or my friend Alisha, or I got it in Brimfield when I went to the antique flea market. I don't know. It was from one of those places, and I do apologize. I just can't remember exactly where that came from. But it is a vintage piece of lace there. The gold flower, and I'm calling it the gold flower book because of, well, the gold flower. This applique I know was gifted to me by my friend Dani. Thank you, Dani. And I've been having a hard time using this. Not because it's beautiful, but because I don't want to give it up. She gave me some of these flower appliques, like, you know, lace ones, different colored ones and stuff. And I don't remember how many of these I have. I want to say, I think I only have 1 or 2 more, but I made up my mind I'll use one and I will still have one that I can hold on to. So I did use this. I'm getting over my hoarding slowly, little by little. And then this little, it's a little piece, cutout piece of crochet doily. That I know came from my friend Alisha. So that's what makes up the cover. And then on the back, it's just plain. As you can see, this is a piece of pattern paper from Recollections. It's one of those papers that they're thinner. They're not like the heavy cardstock in a lot of paper pads. It is thinner, but it's coffee dyed. So I just love the way it's like a real vintagey look. And I have my cutting mat down here because I realized if I can stay pretty much within this square here, it will be okay on camera, and then I can sit down. However, I'm not sure. I'm still standing up. If I decide to sit down, I'll sit down. So in the beginning here, this actually it was a cutout sheet from the paper pack. And I just backed it onto some cardstock, so it just gives it a little bit more thickness, and I sewed it. So I sewed it actually onto the cardstock, and then I glued it down here. But I thought it was kind of cute. It says, "This book belongs to," and then you can put your name there. So I thought that was kind of fun. So on the first page here, I used some of the cardstock that I backed the cover with, turned it into a pocket, and then this trim I was gifted. It was gifted to me by another friend of mine, Dee. And in the pocket here, I have, actually, I should back up because I didn't use a digital kit with this journal. I used all the different papers from the Recollections paper pad, and I just coffee dyed everything. Though I do have ephemera pieces in here that are from Ephemera's Vintage Garden. And there's some ephemera kits, and not really big kits, just like some pieces that she offers on her on her website, and I will link that below, every now and then for free. So when I get an, because I'm on her mailing list, when I get an email or something on Friday that she does for free, I always like to go on and look and see what she has. But so all the ephemera pieces, and I'll point them out, are from her. But I like to just print them out, and they make perfect journaling cards. And then here is some vintage office paper, or not office paper, but see, it's like the interoffice memo paper that was gifted to me as well. And then a vintage playing card. So all this just goes back into this pocket. I don't know how I had it. That's okay. Just like that. So I like this journal again because I did leave plenty of room for journaling or attaching pictures or anything like that. It's not full at all. So in here I have this little envelope, and then inside the envelope what I did was, so this is another one of her digital prints, and then I just have a piece of cardstock that I just inked the edges with vintage photo, but it's nice for some journaling on there. And then, you know, you can always put whatever else you want in the card. And I attach it to this page, which flips out, and I didn't want to cut it because I don't know if you can see how it has that on the paper, but then, I mean, it's perfect for journaling. So all the pattern papers are folded. I didn't cut any of them because I just think it's nice to have fold outs so you can have extra writing room. And then here is some coffee dyed line paper, some more pattern paper that flips out here, and then room for either journaling or putting pictures or ephemera there. Made another pocket. This is paper from the kit that I backed onto cardstock just to give it some weight. And then in the pocket here I have this, and this is, I got this in Dani's store, and I will put a link to her channel and her shop below, as well as Alicia's channel and shop below, just because they have some cool stuff in their shops. So this I did get from her. Here's another one of oh my gosh, now I'm so tongue-tied. Ephemera's Vintage Garden. It's one of the printouts, and this is a vintage petty cash slip. And that was all in here, and then I just ran some lace at the bottom there. So here's another little place that will flip out for journaling. And on this side is a little belly band. I put this in, and this was gifted to me by Dani. But it's fun because realistically, if you wanted, you could make little lists on here of things you need to do or need to get, but you can also journal all over the back. And then here is a vintage time card, blank on the back for journaling, and just tucks right back in the belly band here. And then this, what I did is I just slipped one side under just to hold it in there. Of course, you know, you can move it or take it out if you want. It doesn't have to stay there. And I love the typewriter buttons. And then this folds in thirds, so you have lots of room to journal here. And it folds back up. And then I took the offcut of the paper and I turned into like a mini journaling spot. Oops, see, it flips out, flips here, flips there, closes up. And then I left when I glued it, I only glued these three sides, so it left room for some stuff on the top. So a more vintage ephemera here, or office ephemera I should say. This is from Dani, and she has this stuff in her store right now. And then, oops, no, it goes this way. Another printout from Ephemera's Vintage Garden. I think actually you can say EVG. That's what I'll say, because I'll get tongue-tied and I won't be able to speak by the end of this video. So here I made an envelope, and inside the envelope we have just some things here. We've seen some of these before. This is the interoffice memo, the other vintage ephemera here, and a playing card. But it's big enough you can also put more stuff in there if you'd like. And then this flips out, and look at the center here. So this is the center of the signature, as you can see, but it says told by. I don't know if you can see that on here. And then there's a line. There's date, name, memory. Here's month, day, year. So I mean, this is just perfect. A perfect spread for memory keeping or journaling different dates and stuff like that. So I had to leave this complete, except for a little bit of the bottom I cut off, but that was just lines. It wasn't anything important. All the important information is on top, and I don't know if you'll be able to see that. You see? So I thought that was pretty cool. And here we have another little cutoff that I made into another journaling spot. That closes up, and again we have petty cash. This is from Dani, and EVG. That tucks all back in there. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, and I'm sure I've passed some before, like this right here, and this here. This is the avocado dyed paper I made when I was on vacation. I don't know if you can see it, but it's so pink. Well, not bright pink, but light pink, and it's just such a wonderful color. I absolutely love it. So yes, I've been using my avocado dyed paper, which I love. You can see it right here. I don't know if you can see it compared to the lighting's not that good. So this is just coffee dyed. This is the avocado dyed. I don't know if the colors will show up on camera, but in person you can see the difference, and this is such a pretty color. Okay, so we have the other side of that, and this is my favorite spot. Not favorite spot, but favorite part. This of, just like in the other belly band, the vintage time card, but this, check this out. This is a vintage letter from 1947 from Chicago. There's a 3-cent stamp on it. It's going to Mr. Felix Rack. That's where he lived. I mean, obviously it is vintage, so when the person opened it, it wasn't so carefully opened. It is ripped here, but it's a little correspondence. It's so cool. I mean, people were so fancy back then. And, you know, it's not like you can just pick up a phone or, you know, text somebody or email somebody saying, yeah, you know, I'm coming, or whatever it might be. Everything was handwritten and sent in the post, which is really awesome. So that is tucked in this little spot for you. And there we go. All right, and another little flip out for more journaling. And the way this came out coffee dyed is kind of cool looking. I don't know. It almost looks like eco dyed paper that I've been seeing some people make, but it's not. It's coffee. Here's another pocket that I made, and again, some playing cards and some vintage office ephemera. And then this flips out here, and more lined paper. And then this, I folded it, and there was only a little spot, so instead of having open and close, I sewed the top and I sewed the bottom, and then I just stuck some ephemera inside. And here is the last pocket, just like that first pocket, with a little fringe there, but this was the cut off pieces from everything that I made, so I just turned it into a little booklet, and then I sewed and glued this little lace on top. But I thought it was nice. You know, you can make some little lists or whatever you want, but it has the avocado dyed paper, it has the lined paper that was coffee dyed, plain paper, and I thought it was just super cute. And you know me, I don't throw any scraps out. So what I'm doing now, going forward, when I have offcuts, I set them to the side, and then I turn it into something that I can put back into the project, because why waste anything when you can turn it into something cute like this? So why not? So that is that. And then the back I left plain. Since it's hardcover, you can put pictures on here if you want, whatever you want to do. And then the end. So this is the beautiful gold flower TN junk journal insert. It is available in my Etsy if you are interested. I will leave all the information below, as well as links to Dani, Alisha, and EVG, Ephemera's Vintage Garden. I'll say it one more time. So that's it, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the walkthrough of this video. If you have any questions or comments, please, not piz, please feel free to leave them below. And I will see you in the next video, I guess. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.